In this video, I'm going to be doing a comparison between the 2022 iPhone SE 3rd generation and the older iPhone XR in case there's some people deciding between which one to buy. So of course, in this video, I'm going to be doing a full comparison, so make sure you watch all the way to the end. Of course, I've just got the boxes for each device right here. So we've got the iPhone SE 2022 3rd generation box right here. This specific one is the black 64GB model, but there are a few different colors, guys, like white, I believe, and red as well, which is pretty cool. And of course, you can get higher storage options as well. And this phone was literally just released a few days ago here in 2022. And on the other hand, we've got the iPhone XR box right here, and this phone is, I believe, 4 years old at this point. That could be wrong, but I believe it's about 4 years old at this point, which is honestly insane, guys. But hey, it is still a very, very good phone to buy here in 2022, and that's going to be the box for the iPhone XR right there. Now, of course, one massive difference about these two devices is that even though the SE looks way smaller, it's actually got the most powerful chip in a smartphone out right now. Of course, guys, the chip in the iPhone SE is on par with the iPhone 13 lineup, making it have the fastest chip in a phone, guys, right now, which is honestly insane. Of course, the chip in this tiny iPhone SE 2022 right here is faster than the latest Samsung Galaxy S22 flagship, which is honestly insane when you think about it, considering this phone is super cheap for the chip you get inside. Of course, guys, on one hand, with the SE here, we've got a very small 4.7-inch display, and with the XR, guys, as you can see, we've got a much bigger display right there. Of course, unfortunately, my XR here is trapped in this case, and I can't seem to get the case properly off, so of course, guys, just bear with this big clunky case in this video. But of course, guys, yeah, you got a 4.7-inch screen there on the SE 2022, and of course, a bit of a bigger screen here on the XR. Now, of course, if we do unlock the device right now, so of course, I'll just get into the XR, and as you guys can see, both these two phones are going to have a 60Hz display. So if you guys didn't know, on the iPhone 13 Pro models, you actually get a 120Hz display, but of course, guys, here, on both these phones, you are going to have a 60Hz display, but of course, that's not a story, because the 60Hz on iPhone is still very, very smooth, and of course, I don't care what people say, 60Hz on an iPhone is always going to be better than 60Hz on any Android phone. I don't even care, guys. Apple just does it so much better. Of course, guys, with this smaller display right here, it can be a little bit difficult when you're typing. Of course, guys, if you are going to go type in notes or something, guys, I'll grab the keyboard up here. So of course, let's just get into the Notes app on the SE right here, guys, and take a new note. So of course, we'll just do one right here. And as you guys can see, if you're someone with big hands like me, I got pretty big hands, as you guys can see there, you're going to find this keyboard a bit small. So of course, guys, it can be a bit hard to type, but with the XR here, guys, it is going to be a much bigger keyboard and screen in general. As you guys can see, it fits on my hand and grips around my hand way bigger, which is pretty cool. Now, of course, guys, I believe the camera sensor on these devices is almost the exact same. Of course, guys, I believe the sensor here on the XR is a little bit better than the one on the SE, because this SE sensor is the exact same sensor that was found in the iPhone 8. So, of course, guys, if you are someone who's buying the iPhone SE 2022, let's be honest, you're not going to be buying it to take amazing pictures, because, of course, guys, the camera's fine, but overall, it's just not the best camera possible. And, of course, guys, I do believe the iPhone XR camera is just going to be that little bit better. Now, of course, guys, another thing to note is that the iPhone SE is going to be leaps and bounds faster than the iPhone XR. Of course, guys, considering it's got the latest chip in it right now, guys, the good thing about the SE is that this phone is literally going to last you for years and years to come. Of course, guys, basically, considering it's just come out, guys, and it's got the latest chip, you're going to have software updates for at least 6 years minimum, guys, on this iPhone SE here. But with the XR, guys, it is getting quite old now, and we're only going to be seeing software updates available, guys, for a few more years to come. So of course, guys, if you're deciding between which one to buy here in 2022, just keep in mind that the SE 2022 is going to have software updates for so many more years to come, but of course the XR has only a limited number of years left. How awesome is that? Now, of course, guys, another thing to note that both these phones do not support MagSafe. That is right, guys. As you know, MagSafe is this great invention by Apple, and of course, if you've got an iPhone 12 or 13, what actually happens, guys, with MagSafe is that you can magnetically connect this thing, guys, to the back of your phone, and it's gonna charge your phone just like that. But of course, please keep in mind that the iPhone XR and of course the new iPhone SE 2022 both do not have MagSafe, guys. Yeah, if you're getting it for MagSafe, guys, just keep that in mind. Now, guys, one thing I love about the new iPhone SE 2022 is that it does have the beloved fingerprint reader. I'm not sure about you guys, but I love a fingerprint reader way better than Face ID. Of course, guys, Face ID on iPhones is top level. It's honestly insane, but personally, I just do love that fingerprint reader a bit better, guys. Just so much easier. Look, I can like unlock it like this. I can unlock it basically, guys, on the, it's not working right now, but of course, guys, I can unlock it on any angle I want. But with the Face ID, you've got to always point into your face, which can be quite annoying sometimes, guys. And overall, I just love that like the Touch ID so much better. Of course, guys, also, both these phones do not, of course, have a headphone jack, so keep that in mind. But as I was saying, guys, even though they don't support, excuse the voice crack, but even though they don't support MagSafe, they still support wireless charging. So, of course, technically, you still can charge these, like, devices with the MagSafe charger. It's just not going to magnetically connect on, which is what makes it so much fun. But, of course, guys, on top of that, if you are considering between the iPhone SE 2022 and, of course, guys, the iPhone XR, what I suggest, guys, is just get whichever one you guys will feel more comfortable in. If you're someone who doesn't mind having a small screen, the iPhone SE 2022 is gonna be way better for you guys. But of course, if you're wanting that bit bigger screen, and of course, guys, the iPhone XR is still a great phone. Of course, guys, don't get me wrong, it's not gonna have updates for many more years, but right now, guys, it is still a great phone to buy here in 2022, and I still love it so much, guys. It's amazing. It's got a great screen. Now, of course, guys, as well, one thing to note is both these phones don't actually have a native 1080p panel. That is right, guys. The panel on both these phones doesn't even natively reach 1080p, which is, of course, pretty crazy. But Apple still does the technology well, guys, and the screens still look very clear. But of course, guys, yeah, that was the video. I just wanted to compare the iPhone SE 2022 to the iPhone XR, guys, to help you make an informed decision on which one to buy. If you did enjoy, be sure to drop a like and subscribe.